Iron Man 3 was the best Iron Man I've ever seen in my life. Like, it had a sense of action, well, a lot of it, a lot of funny gags, and a lot of that stuff. Uh, a lot of suspense, a lot of twists and turns, and all that to hit the ending, which there will be some spoilers. So if you haven't watched the movie yet, then I advise you to get off this video now and watch the movie and come back. And you got until 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now let's talk about the 3D. Yes, I'm starting with 3D. The 3D was good, not that great. Didn't make my jaw drop. Did not make my jaw drop as far as the whole shooting his shooting his arms, his mechanical arms and legs and stuff like that. Yeah, that's kind of about it, except for the snow and the rubble and fire and explosions and all that stuff like that. Okay, now let's get to the story. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, he's basically having he's basically having problems. He's basically having problems about about the whole New York thing, because as he was falling, he kept having these bad dreams about dying and about dying and leaving Pepper, and he's having these anxiety attacks and all that. And while that's happening, you have this guy named Margarine. Margarine, let me just say, Margarine is a joke. Margarine is a joke. I'm serious. When Tony Stark like infiltrated his mansion, he you see these two girls under the bed. You see these two girls under the bed, and he's like, get out now. I want to talk to Mandarin, whatever. So he talks to Mandarin with the gun on top of his face, and Mandarin thinks it's all good. Like, he thinks, oh, I'm not gonna die because I'm just this guy playing as a playing as a terrorist that blows up many places and all that shit. You know what I mean? And turns out he's not a terrorist. He's an actor. He was brought by I forgot his name. He's the main villain of the story. He's played by Guy Pearce or Priest, and his motive is to make the human brain like react in some way, like if you have a disorder, or if you're crippled, paraplegic, you will notice that some of those enemies that Tony Stark faces has instant regeneration because of their about because of their heat. Like, the human brain the nerve cells are like, I really can't explain this in a good way, so I'm just gonna leave that. I'm just gonna leave that to you when you see the movie. What are the good points there are in this movie? Oh yeah, when Tony Stark called out Mandarin, he was still having these anxiety attacks and all that. And all that was actually pretty noticeable. Like, he called management out without even thinking about his wife's safety because his friend got hurt by an explosion. That was like that it actually hits 5 people within a 12-foot radius. But in that 12-foot radius, anybody that's near him, near that person is obliterated. But Tony Stark's friend, Happy, as you know, he actually got caught in the explosion, and he was in a coma. Tony Stark was kind of felt emotional there. He didn't think before he spoke. That's how I'm saying. He did not think because if you're gonna put your wife or your girlfriend or fiance in danger, you will not tell a terrorist your address, your phone number, or what house you're living in. Get it? So, uh, what else do I need to talk about? What else I need to talk about besides that? Oh yeah, this. No, I'm not gonna skip the secret ending. The secret ending is gonna be at the end of the video. Uh, the fights. The fights were pretty dang good. Like you had this part where Tony Stark crash lands and blah blah blah. And you see his kid. The kid is like giving him an aneurysm. Like, he's giving him an aneurysm because he won't stop talking about, oh, what happened in New York? 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 And Tony Stark like got so annoyed that he's having an anxiety attack. And he didn't know that Tony Stark was the Iron Man until he saw the Iron Man in his own little house that he had. And they became friends since then. And you know how Tony Stark like always leave people hanging, oh, I'm gonna come back for you. Oh, I'm not gonna come back. Like, he did that to a guy named what was his name? He was the enemy of the story. See, I can think of it, but I just can't put my finger on it. Oh yeah, Kellum. Yeah, Kellum. Like, they showed a prologue to what Tony Stark's enemy is gonna be like and all that. Like his ex-girlfriend Maya, and this geeky type nerd like guy named Kellum. Were treated badly by Tony in the past, so basically they both wanted desperation. Like, it's like desperation time for them to get back at Tony and all that type of stuff. And then you have Don Cheadle, aka Colonel Rhodes, aka War Machine / Iron Patriot. Now, let me think for a minute. Colonel Rhodes was like sent to find Margarine in his layers. So he searched Pakistan. He searched anywhere that they would need to locate him until he actually found out that Tony Stark already found him, and then he got trapped by one of the ladies in Pakistan because he like walked in unexpected, and I think they already knew that he was coming anyway. So as some of the women left, this one lady like hold his hand until you see this like reddish orange light coming out of her skin and all that type of stuff. Yeah, that's one of the main things of Iron Man 3, that there are mutated humans that has these molten fire powers that can take on many things. Extreme coldness, like extreme coldness, they regenerate very fast, very fast. Uh, they have what's that word? What's that word? Oh yeah. They have quick reflexes. Their bodies regenerate every time that you cut a body part off, and it's really annoying for Tony Stark to just use one of his unibeams, and he's still not, and they're still not dead yet. And then the plane scene was then the U.S. plane scene or airport scene was when the president got called out by Mandarin, saying that if you do not call in 30 seconds that this man will die, and he called, which I knew this was gonna happen. Like if he called, like if he called, he would have got all the information he needed, and then he actually killed him on the spot. He actually killed one of those oil company men on the spot, lying to him, which I don't see why that the president picked up the phone anyway, because he's a terrorist, because he was acting as a terrorist, and long story short, brother got shot in the head. Yeah, very very suspenseful in a way. And oh yeah, there was one favorite moment that I liked in the movie, was where the kid was sitting outside the car when he stole the car keys out of that guy's hand, because he talked to the kid about bullies, and he took the little thing out of the Iron Man suit that got crash landed and malfunctioned. He told him to hold on to that with his very life, and guess what? He used it on one of those guys that kept the terrorist bombings in motion. Like, he went to random state to state as Mandarin told him to do, because Mandarin wanted to do random things and then do a big finale, and that was Tony Stark's house, which he didn't plan on that until Tony Stark blatantly told Mandarin, or Kellum, because Mandarin is Kellum, that you know where to find me. I live at I live in this, and this, and this is just hilarious in a way that I can just make it. Okay, well, how much time do I have left? Dang, I only have like 36 seconds. Okay, to the secret ending. Spoiler alert: if you do not want to hear the secret ending, then I